everyone, welcome to your core mini flows class. No equipment needed, all body weight today. Best way to describe a mini flows class is to picture a Pilates mat flow. We essentially just take a little snippet out of that flow and repeat it, turning it into a circuit of sorts. This is a quick one, so it's great if you're short on time, and it also makes for a great finisher, so you can tack this on to a longer workout if you want a little more concentrated core work. Specifically, obliques will be a focus today. If you enjoy this class, you can get access to more mini flows workouts by becoming a Patreon member. All the information you need about joining that is at patreon.com/Nicole Pearce. Now I'm going to give you a very quick preview of our flow before we get into it. We will start this with a quick warm-up, but it'll go right into our actual flow work. So we're going to start in a side lying position with a leg lift. Yes, it's the legs that are moving, but trust me, obliques are working. We'll start with the fingers on the mat, and then we'll challenge ourselves by reaching that arm up towards the ceiling. From there, it's not just the legs lifting, we're also going to lift our torso, bringing that armpit off of the mat. From there, that bottom arm, we're going to prop ourselves up on our forearm, and we come from that side position up into sort of a boat pose, straightening through that arm. We finish by coming to kind of the side of our butt cheek and doing side V-ups. We'll do it twice on the right, twice on the left. You get to rest for 15 seconds in between completed flows, and then 30 seconds in between completed sides, right and left. If that's confusing, don't worry. I'm going to verbally guide you through everything. And with all that said, let's get going. To warm things up, I want you to come to a cross-legged position. You're going to tense your fingertips wide on either side of the mat. We're just going to do a fluid side bend. So that right arm is going to sweep up and over as you side bend to the left, up through center, and then just switch sides. So very quick warm up here before we get into our oblique work, especially for anyone who is doing this as a standalone class and not as a finisher. One more side bend each side. Now arms reach side to side, sit up nice and tall. Inhale to prepare, and then as you exhale, I want you to twist over to the left. And then maintaining this twist, I'm going to bring your right hand to the outside of that left knee, and we're going to trace circles with our back left arm. I'm bending the elbows so that I don't hit my couch, but you could do it straight arm as well. So just some arm circles here to mobilize through that shoulder joint, and switch direction. Good, straightening out those arms, come through center. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, twist over to the right. Now that left hand comes to the outside of the right knee, and we're going to trace arm circles with that back right arm. Bend elbow or straight. Switch direction of the circles. And then straightening out both arms, return to center. Hands are going to come to your knees, and we're going to do a little cat-cow. So as you inhale, press your chest forward, gaze looks slightly up, and as you exhale, you're going to round the spine, sort of retreating back. Inhale, come through, and then exhale, back it up. Twice more. Last time. And then stack the spine up to neutral. And I want you to bring your feet on the mat in front of you. They're going to be wide, so about mat's distance apart. And then just bring your hands behind you a little bit and lean back slightly. I want you to just windshield wiper the knees side to side. It's nice to do a movement like this. We will have a little bit of hip flexion as we progress through our flow. So just a little bit of mobilization through that hip joint here. 2 more. Last time. And then sitting up tall, reach your arms forward and vertebrae by vertebrae. Let's roll ourselves all the way down to the mat, except my mic pack's in the way. So just meet me laying on your left side. So you're going to stretch your left arm all the way out, and you're going to rest your head all the way down on it. You're in one long line, so use the front edge of your mat to kind of line your body up. Make sure your hips are stacked one on top of the other, and you want to be engaged through your side body, okay? So instead of sinking down into the mat, almost think of lifting your waist away from the mat. Now, is it going to physically lift away from the mat? Maybe not. That's not the point. It's the muscles, okay? What are your muscles doing? They're thinking of drawing in and down, bracing. That's going to hold our hips steady. I want you to take your top right fingertips, tent them on the mat in front of you. I want you to reach your legs nice and long, and to start, we're just going to lift and lower both legs together. Let's go on an exhale. Both legs lift. Inhale to lower. So you're not thinking of lifting them up as high as you possibly can, because if you go too high, this top right hip is going to roll in towards your ribs, and we don't want that. So again, just keep thinking length. Now from here, I want you to keep it going, but can you do it with your top arm reaching up towards the ceiling, challenging your core stability even more? If the answer is no, just keep those fingertips down, all right? Now coming up next, the upper body is going to lift off the mat as the legs lift up, okay? So just that armpit will kind of come off the mat. Really press down with that bottom arm. Bring your top arm to your hip and let's go as you exhale. Now everything comes up into a very long U shape. And then inhale, lower it back down. Exhale. You're here for 30 more seconds, all right? Take your time with it. It's a small movement. It doesn't look like much, but it is hard. Make sure you're not rolling back on the side of your butt cheek, so you're really staying on the side of your hip. Now we have another change coming up. This top arm will kind of reach up at a diagonal, and you're going to prop yourself up on this bottom forearm. All right, now from here, I want you to prop yourself up on your bottom left forearm, and you're going to reach your right arm to the ceiling. Now you're going to press the hand into the mat, and you're going to bend the knees, rolling, coming up to balance just behind your sitting bones. And then you're going to bend through this bottom left forearm and come into the side position again. Now we're going to finish on sort of the side of our butt cheek, so not directly on the side of the hip. Legs will be straight and we'll do some V-ups. So roll just to the side of your butt cheek, and then from here, little lift and lower. Final 15 seconds. You're light through this bottom hand now, using it for support so the elbow is straightening and bending. 15 seconds to rest. All right, we're going to do that same sequence on the same side. So lay all the way down, left arm reaches long, fingertips start in front of you, and we'll start with that double leg lift. Let's go. Exhale, legs lift and lower. So this top right side body is the focus, but you're still thinking of lifting the left waist away as well. Now, if you are up for the challenge, maybe you try taking this top hand off the floor, reaching it up towards the ceiling as you do the leg lift. Makes things a lot harder. Coming up next, this top arm is going to rest on your top hip. We're going to lift the torso up as well. Really pressing this bottom left hand into the floor, lifting our bottom left armpit off the mat. Okay, let's go. Top arm to your hip. As you exhale, armpit comes off of the mat. You're in this long shape. So notice I'm not bringing my ear to my shoulder. I'm reaching long through the top of my head. And this might feel a little wobbly and a little awkward. That is okay. It should feel that way. Again, this is lateral flexion, so you don't want to roll forward or back. It is that straight side bend. We're going to prop ourselves up on this bottom forearm up next. We'll roll to that kind of seated boat pose position. Okay, bring that left forearm in, ground down through it. You're really active through this lat area. Top arm reaches up at a diagonal. As you exhale, legs lift off the floor, knees come in, you roll to balance just behind those sitting bones, kind of like a boat pose, and then you return back into that side position. I want you to use the strength of your core more so than the support of your arm, okay? We finish up with those side V-ups. So you won't be directly on the side of your hip. You'll kind of be rolled to the fleshy side of your butt cheek. Okay, ready? Roll to the side of your butt cheek. And it's that little lift up and down. If you want to bring that top hand behind your head, that is an option too. Bottom arm is there for support. 15 more seconds, and then you get 30 seconds to recover before we do this on the other side. And done. Let's take a quick counter stretch. Whew. So just take that right arm and sweep it up and over to the side. All right, doing that whole thing twice on the left now. You're an expert at the sequence. So reach that bottom right arm long now. Line your body up with the front of your mat so you're in one long line. We'll start with the leg lifts. Top fingertips on the mat for support to start. Exhale, legs lift. Inhale, they lower. So if your top hip is rocking towards you as you lift your legs up, you might be lifting them too high. Now you can keep going with your fingertips on the mat or on the floor, or if you want to challenge, now is when we try reaching that arm up to the ceiling. Coming up next, torso will lift as well, bringing that armpit off of the mat. So really press your right hand into the floor. Left hand will come to your hip. All right, let's go. Top hand comes down as you exhale. Everything lifts up. Woo, wobbly. Inhale to lower. So coming up next, we'll bend this right forearm, we'll prop ourselves up on it, and we'll come into that kind of rotating boat pose. All right, let's do it. Prop yourself up on that right forearm from this side position. Start to straighten through that right arm as you roll up, bouncing just behind those sitting bones, and then return it back into that side position. I tell you, my glutes are a little sore from a workout I filmed the other day, and rolling onto them like this is causing me a great deal of discomfort. Now, when you come into that side position, don't sink into this bottom shoulder, okay? Look at how engaged I am staying through the side body. We'll finish with that side V crunch. All right, so we're gonna come to balance on the side of our butt. Legs are straight, V-ups. So legs and torso are lifting up and down. It's not huge. Rest. It's a quick rest. It's just 15 seconds. Final time through this flow, and then you're done. I'll bring you through a quick cool down after. So that right arm is long. Body is one long line. Fingertips tented. Start with just your legs. Both lift together. Now, this is the time we can start really challenging our stability. If you want to reach that arm up to the ceiling, try that. It's so hard to do it while talking because I can't effectively connect to my breath. So it just goes to show you how important breath is. Torso will lift as well coming up. Left arm to your top left hip. Let's go. Exhale. In this long sort of U shape. Do not rush through it, okay? I'm leaving you on each movement long enough that you can go slow, okay? Stay open across the front of your hips as you do this, okay? We want that lateral flexion. We'll prop ourselves up on our bottom right forearm up next. All right, let's do it. Woo! Prop yourself up on that bottom forearm. Top arm reaches up at a diagonal. As you straighten through that top arm, you bend the knees, you come to balance just behind those sitting bones. Roll back into that side position. And it might feel a little awkward, maybe a little clunky, rolling around on your outer hip joint like this. That's okay. Sometimes weird is good. All right, side V-ups to finish. You're on the side of your butt cheek. Final 30 seconds. You got this. A great way to modify these is to do them with bent knees instead. And done. Awesome job. Come to kneeling or a seat and let's take that side body stretch. Left arm up and over. And then in this side bend, I want you to just rotate down and up. On an exhale, you're gonna twist your chest towards the floor. Inhale it up. Twice more. Coming through your side bend, let's come up and take it over to the other side. So your right arm reaches up, side bend over to the left, and then let's rotate. On an exhale, down. Inhale up. Last time. Come through center, come up tall, and let's just finish with one deep breath together. Inhale, arm sweep up. And exhale, let it go. Awesome job. That is your quick core mini flows class. Again, if you liked it, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I post new workouts here for free on YouTube every Monday, sometimes more frequently. And then if you want access to more workouts, you can become a Patreon member. Also included in a Patreon membership is a monthly workout calendar. So if you're someone who likes to have things mapped out for you, that is a great option. All the information you need is at patreon.com/Nicole Pearce. Thanks so much for your support, and I'll see you guys next week.